So today I will start from introduction to JavaScript and then I will go towards the advanced concept. So the first chapter is variable and data type. Before that, we have to know that what is JavaScript. So JavaScript is nothing but a high level interpreted programming language that is primarily used to make web pages interactive. So first of all, we have to know that what is high level language. Anyone have idea about what is high level language? Okay. So high level language is mostly or close to the human language. And as we know, browser doesn't have idea about what is high level language or it doesn't understand the human level language. So it will interpret it into low level language and then uh, browser understand that language. And as we know that what is the work of JavaScript? As we know, we use HTML, CSS. So JavaScript is used for the logic purpose, and JavaScript makes the web pages interactive. Means it converts the static web pages into interactive web pages. Now, what are the key features of JavaScript? So JavaScript is a lightweight and interpreted language. So interpreted, as we know, it runs directly in the browser without the need for compilation. As we know, for the Java or CPP, it needs compilation. After compilation, it runs the code. But in the JavaScript, there is no need of compilation. And second feature is dynamic typing. So what is dynamic typing? Dynamic typing is nothing but it doesn't require any declaration of variable. Like we use let, const or var to declare variable. But in JavaScript, it is not necessary to declare a variable. Just take an example. Here we take if we declare a age variable and is equals to 30. And if we log it, so here we get the output. And here, if we don't declare the age variable, that means if we remove the let, then also we get the same output. There is no change. That means it is a dynamical type. It doesn't require any declaration. Now next is object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming means inheritance, encapsulation, as we have idea about the uh, four pillars of JavaScript or any language. So it also supports to the object-oriented programming. Then platform independent. Platform independent means it supports to the all platform or it works on any operating system. Now the next is introduction to variables. So variable name suggests us or gives us meaning. What is variable? Variable means the something which is vary. As we know, in mathematics, we see that if we have to find the rectangle's area, then we take one formula, length into breadth. Area equals to length into breadth. And if if that rectangle is small, then we take various or a different length. And if the rectangle is larger, then we take the different length or breadth. That means the value of that variable is changed. So variables means the value will be changed. And the proper definition of variable is variable are containers for storing data values in a JavaScript. And you can declare variable using var, let, and const. And we can declare the variable with the help of var, let, and const. Let's take one example. Let age equals to 67. Here we use let keyword to declare the age, and we can do the same by using const as well as var. But here const age equals to 80 as well as var age equals to 90. In this way, we can declare the variable. Now, rules of naming variable. There are some convention to declare the name of variable. So what are they? Variable name must be start with letter, underscore or dollar sign. If we take let age equals to 90 and if log it, then we will get the output, that is age equals to 90. But if and it will be also start with underscore, so we didn't get any error. Just here we get the output. And if we start with the dollar sign, then also we didn't get any error. Here we can start with dollar sign. So here we don't get any error. But if we start it with any number, then we get the error, because we can't start the variable name with the number, but we can involve that number in middle or last or in this way, and we get the output. So there are some naming conventions, as well as it is a case sensitive. That means if we declare here age and if we use this as in this way, then we get the error age is not defined. So it is case sensitive. And use camel case by convention. So camel case means the first letter of the variable is small and the second which will start with the capital, like that, username and total amount. Now, declaring variable. As we know, for declaring a variable, we use var, let, and const. But there are some drawbacks for the var as well as let as well as const. In ECMAScript version 5, we use the var. Before the ECMAScript version 6. But now, mostly we are using let and const. So, we will take each example for var. So, var as a function scope can be redeclared and updated. Am I audible? Everything is okay? Please give one reply. Okay. So let's take example. If we are having a function scope. So what is function scope? If we declare any function P, and in that we take a var age equals to 70, and after calling the function greet, if we log that age, so we get the output age is not defined. Why we get the error? Because var has a function scope, and function scope means we can declare if we declare any value in that function, then it will only accessible within that function, so we get the error. And if we use here, then we don't get any error, we get the output. Anyone has question? Are you understand? Okay. So this is nothing but the function scope. If we declare if we make any function or declare any function, then we can only access that variable or that var only within that function, not outside that function. So this is about function scope. Then we can redeclare as well as reassign the value of var, like var age equals to 18, and we can again redeclare age equals to 70. And if we log it, age, then we will get the output 70. Like that, we get the output 70. And this is, yes, I will tell just 1 minute. Difference between late and where. The difference between late and where is, this is late. So here we can redeclare as well as reassign the value of age. But in the case of late, we can't reassign the value. Sorry, we can't redeclare the late variable. Just like late age equals to 90. And here, as we know here, we take where age equals to 70. But in this case, we can't redeclare it. If we try to redeclare it, let age equals to, so we get the error. This is the basic or major difference between where and age. Here we can't redeclare it, but we can reassign the value of age, like age equals to 68. And if we log it, then we get the age 68. So this is the difference between late and where. Also, okay, got it, the difference? Guys, please give me reply. Okay. I had already explained that where has a function scope as well as we can redeclare as well as reassign the where. Here I have explained that where is function scope. It's visible throughout the, yes, it's visible throughout the function, but we can't accessible outside the function. And then const. So in the case of const also have the block scope. If we take age equals to 79, and if we try to log it outside the block, so we get the error. Where age equals to 40, what will be the instead of logging? Output will be 40. Let's have. Listen, I am teaching here the concept from basic to advanced. Please listen it. Now, output will be 40. And we can't redeclare the const as well as we can't reassign the const. Like if we try to redeclare it, we get the error as well as we can't reassign it. If we try to reassign it, we get the error assigned to the const variable in this way. Now next is data types in JavaScript. In JavaScript, there are two types of data types, primitive data types and the non-primitive data types. Just 1 second, I will come back. So there are two types of data types in JavaScript, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So what is the basic difference between primitive data types and the non-primitive data types? Primitive data types are the inbuilt data types, or they are the basic data types, and they store the single value and are immutable. Just take example, if we let age equals to 19. So it holds only single value. We can't take any more values like array or reference data types. It holds only single value like that. And it is immutable. Immutable means we can't change its value. Like if we reassign the value of age equals to 80, then this 80 will make the new memory in the JavaScript. It doesn't change the value of 90. So these are the primitive data types. There are some primitive data types like string, number, boolean, undefined, and null. String is the sequence of characters. In the numbers, we can hold integers as well as floating point numbers, etc. Boolean gives us true and false. And undefined, declare but not assign. There is a simple difference between undefined and null. So we'll listen. We'll take the difference between undefined and null. So what is undefined? If we declare any variable, let age, let age. So it is declared, but we can't assign it any value. So it will gives the error, and so it gives the value undefined. And null means it is intentionally absence of value, like int age equals to null. So dot from age. That means it is intentionally absence of value. There is this is the difference between undefined and the null. Now, non-primitive data types. In non-primitive data types, they are complex than primitive data types, and they can hold multiple values. As so, primitive data types hold only single value, non-primitive data types hold the multiple values. And first we see the object. So what is object? Object is a collection of key value pairs. If we make any object here, let person equals to, this is the key value pair, red, 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 etc. And if we log stone, so age is 21, name is Neha, and this is hobbies. We can change the person dot age. So we get the 21. This is object. It holds the multiple values as a collection of values. Now, sometimes if we access the values, then we use the dot notation, or sometimes we use the uh, simple bracket. So why this is? Just 1 second, I will make it. In this we also access, as well as we can access with the help of square bracket, like console.log person, we get output. So sometimes we use the square, simple square bracket. Sometimes we use sometimes we use the dot. But what is the difference between these? Or when we have to use the square bracket? So sometimes if, as we know here, we use the person hobbies. It is not a single word. And when we try to access this, like person dot, we can't access value like that, person dot, this will give the error. So uh, in this time we use the square bracket, like person, then person hobbies, and it will give us out. So we get the output. So this is all about object. Now we will move forward array. In JavaScript, we can make the array of mixed data type. If we make array of let array also, like name or marks or any floating point number or boolean value, etc. But in other programming language, it is not possible, or we can't make the such type of array. As well as here we make one array, and in JavaScript array is a mutable, as well as in JavaScript array is a zero index space. If we get the output Neha, it is zero index space. If we take here one, then get output 67 in this way. Now we have some array methods like push, push, pop, then shift, unshift, like that. So first we will see about push. When we use push, it added the added element at the last. Let's take one example. Array from push, and if we log it, see here. Here it logged the Priya at the last. And if we have to remove, then we use pop method, and it will remove from the last. Right? Array. So here it will remove from the last in this way. Here is the Priya, and here it will remove. Now what is shift and unshift? With the help of unshift, we can we can add element at the starting, like function. So it will add it to the starting. And if we use shift, then it will remove it like that. It will remove. So what is difference between shift, unshift, push and pop? Push and pop are the fastest than the shift and unshift. Then we will take another, that is how to clone or how to copy array. Let's take one array. Let array equals to uh, Priya. If we try to clone or copy the array in such way, array equals to array and log, then we get the output. But why we are not using this way? Because when we use this, wait just 1 second, I will explain it. If we try or we can change any difference between array 1 or array, then it will also shows in the array 2. Like if we push any element in array, like array dot push Suha, and if we log the array, the same output will be displayed in the array 2 also, like that, in this way. We have here we only change the array, but the change is also shown in the array too. So we don't use the this method to clone the array. So which method will we use? So we can clone the array with the help of spread operator, like array2 equals to, just take 3 dots and then write array, and now log the array. Here is the array 2, and if we change any element or push in array, and log the array and array2, there will be the different output. Here we push the vidhi, and the change is only shown in the array. That change is not shown in the second array too. So in this way we can clone the array with the help of spread operator. Now the loops which we use on array, mostly we use the for op loop. Let's take one example of for loop. If we take any array of fruits, or use the for loop for let I equals to 0, I is less than Oops, dot len and I plus plus. Then we can log the I, and we get the output apple, mango, and orange in this way. If we don't have to log or made a new array, then we can do that in the same way. Let oops equal to take one empty array, and then we can do the oops 2 dot push also. We get the new array here. This is new array. Now take one example of for or for root of groups. Here the convention is we take the singular of that array. Means it will be a simple. If we can take here A, B, C or anything. But when we take the singular of our array, then it's become simple to us. So we take the singular for fruit of fruits and we can log the fruit and we get the output in this one. This is all about for upload. And mostly with the array, we use the for of loop. And the foreign loop is used with the object. The for of loop is not directly used with the object. Just take one example of foreign loop. I will erase that. For in loop. In foreign loop, there will be a no in index. Then for in loop, for let index in fruits, log a. If we log the index, then we get only index like that, 0, 1, 2. And when we use fruit index, fruits index, we get the out like that. So this is all about the array. Now next is the function. So what is function? So function is a reusable block of code. If we declare one function, then we can reuse it again and again. So our as a coder is our it is our responsibility to write a less code or make the code reusable. So we use the functions. So the function syntax is function function, then function name. Here we can do anything, and then we can call the function name. in this way. So how to call the function? In this way, we can call the function. And here is the function declaration. This is syntax. How to call function? This is function. And take arguments. Now, how function takes the arguments? We will take one example. We take the sum of digits, like one function. I had make one function sum. It takes arguments x and y. Then log x plus y, and we can call the function sum and pass here the arguments. We could pass it, we get the output 100. In this way, we make one function, and if we have to run that function again and again, we can again call it like sum 90 and 10. So get the output again 100. In this way, we with the help of function, we can increase the code reusability, and which is helpful for us. Now, what is arrow function? Arrow function is the compact way to return a function. It is shorter than our normal functions. Let's take one example of arrow function. Const sum equals to here are arguments x and y, and log x plus y, and if we call the function sum and codify it, so get the output. This is all about arrow function. Now we will move towards the DOM concept. So what is DOM? DOM is a document object model. Just 1 second. So the full form of DOM is document object model. Document object model. Now, as we know, when we open any website, so we see there some images or buttons or text that all are in the HTML. But how JavaScript will understand it and how it will change? So in that case, the DOM will be designed or DOM will comes in. So DOM have a tree-like structure. So what is tree-like structure? Just like that. Here, as we know, there is HTML, then head, then body, then H1. This is a tree-like structure, and this is the representation in the browser. So it having a tree-like structure, and all these node like head, HTML, or body, or H1, all these are the becomes node in that tree. Now, pillars of DOM. So, pillars of DOM, there are most important 4 pillars. Or when we get the idea about that 4 pillars, then we can easily learn the JavaScript. So, the first one is selecting of an element. So, just here, I will make welcome to the lecture H1. So, selecting. If we have to select the element, then we use document dot query selector, or in double brackets, double inverted comma, we can write H1, and we can store it. Let or let A equals to document dot query selector. Document means the HTML document, and it will select the query H1. Then we can log it A, and we get the welcome to lecture. Here, with the help of JavaScript, we select the query or select that H1. So it's like a selecting of an element. Now the changing HTML. So how do we will change that HTML? Just here we take the welcome to the lecture. We will change that message. Like for that purpose, first we have to select that let A equals to document dot query selector H1 and A dot inner HTML. With the help of inner HTML, we can change it equals to wire. So here we can change the HTML, and this is all about changing HTML with the help of inner HTML. Now changing the CSS style. So how to change the CSS style? We can change the how to change the CSS? We can change the select CSS with the help of style. Just like here we select the and we can change its style. No matter what's the name of our CSS file, always take here style. A dot style dot. If we change the color, equals to red. Then it will appear in red color like that. So this is changing CSS. If we have to change CSS, we use style. If we have to change HTML, we use inner HTML like that. And now event listener. What is event listener? Event means something is happen, or some activity will happening, and listener means they listens to that event. So how to add event listener? For adding the event listener, first of all, we will just 1 second. We will select our element like that. We have select here our element. Then we will use add event listener for adding the event like that. Add event listener. It always takes two main parameters like event and function. So what is event? Event is when to run function, and function means code runs when event happen. When the event happen, then it will run. If we take a function like event, click and then take one function like if we have to change color, then we can HTML equals to change. Then color equals to we make it green. When we click on that, there will be take inner HTML is also changed as well as color is also changed. This is all about how to add event listener. We can add event listener. First of all, to adding the event listener, we will select the element, then use add event listener. And in add event listener, there are two main parameters like one is the event and another is the function. In this way, we can add the add event listener. And If we have to select multiple events, then how we can do that? Just 1 second. Here we make one each one. Second, we can second like hi, and if we make another like hello, and if we select with this way, then it only select the by default first one in this way. But if we have to select all that three, then we use document.query selector all, and it will select the all, and it is in the form of node list, and node list is as similar to the array here, quite similar to the array. Now another method to select element. Yes, we can also select element rather than query selector. We can select it by the get element by ID. But when we use the get element by ID or get elements by class, then here I'll comment it down. And if I give here one ID, if I give here box, then document dot get element by ID, and here I will take that ID. And if I log it, then I get that. If we use the class here, if we use class here, then only use here get element by get elements by class name, and we make here a class. And we get the HTML collection. So this is the difference. When we use ID, we get the output, and when we use the class, then we get the collection. And so that's all about it.